Hi everyone. Hello. We are live. Let me just double check we're live. I'm going live on multiple places. Hello Instagram. Hello my group. Hello everyone. So happy to be here. I am just going to double check we're live like always. It's a really gloomy day here in Virginia. If you're here, say hello. If you're watching the replay, comment hashtag replay. Okay. I am wearing colored contacts today, which I never do. But they're the only contacts I have at the moment. So just wanted to put that out there. Okay, we are live. If you're here, say hello. If you're watching the replay, comment hashtag replay. Still trying to figure out the best time to go live in groups and in my own group and on Instagram because it's been a struggle to get people to join live, but I do get some people watching the replays. Hello, so happy to be here. Okay, so if you don't know me, I'm Laura. I'm a marketing strategist and I'm an agency owner, and I help female entrepreneurs sell out their offers using fire content without burning out. Okay, today we're talking about selling with integrity. So, how to pitch your offers for daily sales. It's so easy to feel sleazy when pitching, but honestly, hello from Bristol. Hi, so nice to have you here. I wish I could see your name. Oh, Jody. Hi, Jody. um, yeah, let me know where you're watching from too. Hi, Vanessa on Instagram. So happy to see you here. Okay, so yeah, it's really easy to feel sleazy when you pitch your offers, but if you don't pitch your offers every day, then you won't make sales. And so I get a ton of people, that that feel uncomfortable pitching their offers. So this whole training is going to be all about pitching your offer so you feel good about it and you're not feeling like a sleaze-ball, right? Because put a me in the chat if you've ever gotten those sleazy sales pitches in the DMs and like oh my gosh, I could literally I can't count how many times people like all of my posts and then they send me a pitch in the DMs. It's like that's not really how that works, okay? And so I'm going to talk to you today about how to pitch your offers in your content without feeling sleazy, and also how to like pitch on stories and pitch in general, and like when you're talking to warm leads and all that stuff. I really hate the term, this is just me, I hate the terms leads, prospects. I hate it because it makes them seem like just another number in our like arsenal. But for the purposes of this training, I am going to reference people as leads and prospects. It's just the easiest way to convey what I'm trying to say. But at the end of the day, people are human. Okay, they don't want to be called leads and prospects. Okay, just ugh. Okay, the way you pitch your offers though is going to set you apart from your competition. So other people in your industry, they might have the pitch perfect, like their pitches are perfect, and that's why they get all these clients. At the end of the day, if your pitch is not great, this is not like you're not gonna make the sale. And so when you master the art of pitching in a way that's clear and concise and focused on what your people actually need, you're going to build trust, you're going to stand out, you're going to get more people saying yes to work with you. So obviously it's really important to pitch your offers in a way that doesn't feel sleazy and feels good to you, right? So we're going to get and pitching the right way obviously um makes you sell with integrity, which is what we all want. Integrity is so important to me. I don't know. It's like one of my biggest things. Okay, so I want to talk to you about overcoming the stigma of being sleazy or pushy or salesy. When you're doing this correctly, you're not going to come across as sleazy or salesy or pushy. I promise you. When you do this correctly, it's going to come across as wow, you genuinely want to help people, and that makes it so different than those like bro marketer type people. So pitching is important for sales. And you might be thinking, oh my gosh, yes, I have to pitch, but I don't want to come across as one of those people. It's not me. Trust me, I used to feel that way too. I used to be like, I don't want to pitch. Like, and then obviously that stalled my growth. You need to pitch. You have to. There's nothing sleazy or salesy if you're doing it the right way, okay? If you do this correctly, it's about bringing value, service, and trust to every single interaction you have online. It's like you're consulting people, you're giving your expertise, right? And it's not just throwing any generic pitch following a script or like basically what I'm going to teach you to do is tailor your pitch to each specific person you're talking to. so that they feel like it's personalized and they start trusting you, right? You're gonna start building rapport. Um, Okay, so basically, let's break this down. Your pitch should be all about them, all about the people you're talking to, all about your audience. And in general, even when you're posting, when you're, so I'm going to talk to you about this later on, but like when you have CTAs at the end of your content, hopefully the rest of your content's providing value. So it's something very specific and valuable information that they can take and like implement in their life. And then they're like, wait a minute, she gave me a taste of this for free. I need to see what it's like to work with her. That's what your CTAs should do. And that's basically your pitch, right? So, um, ultimately, everything, your content should be about your audience. It should be about people, like your people. And it should provide, your pitch at the end should provide insights, solutions, your expertise um, that help them move closer to their goals. And so when you do this the right way, it's not coming across as pushy or salesy or anything. You're going to be building rapport and asking, great questions and listening intently as the way you should. So when it comes time to pitching, you're not going to really have objections because it's going to feel like the natural next step to work with you. But we're going to talk a little bit about overcoming objections. Honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't overcome objections because I don't necessarily get objections at all. But when I do, I don't like to feel pushy. So it's a very, like, if they're not ready, they're not ready, and I'm not going to push them toward the sale. I'm not going to push it. So anyway, um, you're going to overcome objections by not by using high pressure tactics or like bullying people, but you're just going to address their real concerns, right? With empathy. You're going to feel empathetic. And so you ultimately want to give people the freedom to choose to work with you or not by laying out your very compelling pitch and your offer should like genuinely feel like the next step, like the logical next step. There's no manipulation, no coercion, no cheesy sales lines. Like, I hate that. I hate pushy tactics. We're not doing that. Okay. So ultimately the goal with your content in general is building trust and providing value, showing people who you are as a person, right? Who are you as a person? Like by now, people in my audience, they know me as a little quirky, shy. My son is almost in all of my videos. He's actually started daycare recently, so he's not in my videos anymore, but they know me for that reason. And so you really like need to get clarity on what your end goal is when you're pitching your offers, when you're pitching. Okay. Too often we get caught up in like, oh my gosh, I need to close the sale. I need this sale. I find that when I come from this mindset of I can't think of the word right now. A scarcity mindset, I guess. And it's like, oh my gosh, I need to make this sale today. I need to pay these bills today. It doesn't happen. It does not happen. So when you come from this, like, whatever happens, happens sort of mentality, that's when it happens. So the primary goal of your content in general, but definitely your pitch, should not be to sell. It should be to genuinely help people. Thank you. Love your content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Think about it. Nobody wants to be actively sold. I cringe every time I get DMs from people like trying to sell me their offers. I hate it. And I really okay, at the end of the day, yes, you need to pitch your offers, but the way to do it for me personally, I don't like the cold DM situation. If that's your technique, no shade to you at all. If that works for you, love that for you. But here for the purposes of this training, we're not talking about cold DMing. Okay. So the goal is to provide value and pitch. I'm going to call it a soft pitch at the end of your content. Every piece of content should have a sort of CTA, a call to action. I was in the DMs with a potential client the other day who actually didn't know what a CTA is. And so makes me wonder if I should do like a whole entire training on CTAs, but that's besides the point. A CTA is a call to action, and you should have one at the end of every single piece of content. Whether a CTA could be a question, it could be like having them answer a question like this or that type of question, or literally yes or no, or just answering the question in general. It could be comment word below to get, yes, please do a CTA training. I will, because literally there's, the CTA is so important. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how important they are, in this training, but it's not going to be like too specific. But yeah, every piece of content should have a CTA. So yeah. Um, Anyway, I'm gonna go back to like think about it. Nobody wants to be actively sold to. So you need to pitch in a way that's almost like masquerading as like, okay, no, this is not really a pitch. This is like, okay, this person, like, I genuinely want to help you, right? That's what buyers cannot resist. That's what people in general cannot resist. They can't resist when someone delivers like genuine insights, genuine expertise to them, and solutions that align perfectly with their biggest challenges and their biggest desires, where they want to be. That's delivering value, right? And the beautiful thing is when you focus on that first, providing massive value upfront through your pitch, throughout your content, and especially in your CTAs and stuff, that's going to naturally build trust. When you build trust with people, that is how people will buy from you, because they're going to be like, wow. That's how I've gotten every single client, and I've gotten a lot of clients. Okay. So, psychologically, the human brain is wired to want to reciprocate when receiving something. So like when people receive value, when they're like, oh my gosh, this person's really genuinely trying to help me, I gotta work with them. So I talk about this a lot when my business coach says that she puts all of her good stuff, like she gives everything away for free pretty much. People pay her for implementation. And that is so true. So when you're giving away all of your expertise, all of this stuff that you really like you're an expert at, it's going to make you an authority in your field, and it's also going to get people to trust you to the point where they're going to want to buy from you. And because they're not going to be able to implement everything on their own, it depends on your business model and all that stuff, but you don't necessarily even have to be a coach of any kind. You don't have to be a coach of any kind. People are still going to want to pay you for implement. Like, let's take a financial like a bookkeeper, for example. You can give me all of your bookkeeping tips for free in your content, and I'm gonna be like, wow, yes, that's so cool. I love that. But I don't know how to do this myself. And so I'm gonna want to pay you for implementation. So that's the sort of thing. From there, the selling process becomes easier because your value, it speaks for itself, right? There's no need for pushiness. Eventually people are just like literally gonna sell themselves. The sale becomes the next logical step to receive the full solution, right? That's the power of shifting from a selling mindset, like I need to make a sale today, to a more relaxed sort of trust building, value providing mindset, right? And it completely reframes how you approach pitches and sales in general. And so that's why I always talk about providing as much value as you possibly can in your content, and even in your CTAs. The CTAs should be the logical next step of how, like, what it takes to work with you, okay? So now let's talk about tailoring your pitch to like people's specific circumstances, because that's super important. Imagine you're at a friend's house for dinner and they like make something that you're like allergic to. Like, my husband's allergic to shellfish. Like, imagine we went to a friend's house and they made like a shrimp pasta or something. My husband wouldn't be able to eat it, and that'd be so horrible. It's like, why would you do that? So tailoring your pitch to people's specific needs. It's the same thing for pitches. Why would you, especially if you have multiple offers, why would you pitch something to someone that may not want what you're pitching? Also, there, like, this also comes down to the right time and place as well. So how to pitch to specific people, and knowing the right time to pitch. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So um to truly blow your prospects away and deliver an experience that knocks their socks off, right? You're going to have to tailor your pitch to their unique experience. So that goes with getting to know them on a personal level. So that means that you shouldn't necessarily pitch right away, right when you like, oh my gosh. Another example of like pitches that make me cringe, or not really pitches, people, something that I know will turn into a pitch eventually. And that is when I follow somebody like on Instagram, for example, and they immediately DM me and they're like, "Thanks for following me. Welcome to my little corner of the internet." I'm like, eventually I know you're gonna try to pitch me. Like, don't do that, okay? I really don't recommend sending messages right away, right when people follow you. Like, just don't. It's a little cringy. So the bottom line is you should get to know your audience, especially if you feel like they're going to be interested. And I'm talking genuine connection in the DMs, genuine, like get to know them. Like you should know everything about them. Okay? Like I have people that trust me enough to tell me that they have ADD and they don't really publicize that. Um but they have ADD and they're like, will this program work for me because I have ADD and I'm like afraid to invest in a program that's not going to work for me. And so, that makes a lot of sense. Um, and I will tailor my pitch to them and I will tailor even my offering for them. So it's completely tailored to each individual person. So you need to intimately understand the realities, the priorities of each person you're pitching to, because that way you can tailor your pitch with the the things that will get them say, "Oh my gosh, they understand me, they get me. I know, like, I have to invest," right? So these moments, like when you speak their language, when you speak their each person's individual language and you like really get to know them, it shows them that you've done your homework. It shows them that you care. And it's another trust building thing, right? It allows you to like really get to know them and make them feel loved, right? And understood. So, um yeah, I mean, once they feel like they're understood by you, they're going to feel like, wow, they get me. Like I need to work with this person, right? And so, let's talk about where and when to pitch now. It's got to be a part of your daily sales routine. So I'm talking on stories, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok stories. I don't really see pitches that often on TikTok stories, but like I don't really go on TikTok for business. I go for pleasure. But anyway, whether that's on stories as a CTA, and after getting this comment that I should do a CTA training, I probably will. But as a CTA, it could be comment the word like I'm gonna have you guys comment the word domination if you are interested in my course. When I talk about this at the end of my live, that's going to be my little pitch to you guys. At the end of every live, if you go live, you should have a little pitch. You should have a CTA at the end of every piece of content, whether it's a question, prompting them to do something, right? You want them to do something. It inspires them to take action, not just like have a piece of content that's going to sit in the void and not get anything, right? Like not do anything for like anything, right? Um, so yeah, after every piece of content you post, that's where and when you should pitch. And it should come across like so. That's really called a soft pitch. So when you're at the end of your content, you provide all this value. You're like, I deeply understand you. Yay, I love that. Um, you have them comment a word, and that makes it a soft pitch. It's like if you want more implementation, if you want more help with this, if you want more help with XYZ, comment whatever the word is. And when they comment, you can reply to that and be and like, build that relationship. When they reply to that, do not automatically pitch them. Get to know them. I mean, you can be like, okay, so many chat automations are a big thing right now, and I have it going on my Instagram, even though my Instagram is pretty tiny right now. My business Instagram is. My beauty one, not so much. But anyway, um, my my business Instagram is like close to 300 people, and I still have ManyChat set up, and it works pretty well. Now ManyChat does do this thing where it sends it automatically, but I still like to get to know people on a personal level, especially if they're going to go into my big program. Right now I'm really getting people to try to enroll in content domination, which is a little bit more of a lower ticket, and I feel like I don't need to like content domination is so specific. It's like if you want to dominate your content, you want to get 10 plus clients per month, content dominations for you. And so it doesn't really require so much rapport building, but still people are on the fence. People are hesitant. This is a time in our lives, in the world as a whole, that we are a little hesitant to spend money. And so if people have hesitations, and I'm going to talk about overcoming objections in a little bit, then I will be glad to answer their questions, but I don't force people into the sale ever, because it's like not, I would never force people to buy from me. I would never cold pitch. That's my personal preference. If that's your thing, I totally respect that. But pitching is just giving a natural next step in your process. So whether that's to get on a call with you, to try to get to know them on a deeper level and then sell them into your program like that, that's totally, um, you know, something that you can do. Now, let's talk about grabbing attention, opening with hooks, in your pitch, not in your content. Hooks is a whole other separate thing for content, but um, let's talk about hooks in terms of your CTAs, and like what is a good CTA? What is the one that will hook them in, right? Imagine you're mindlessly scrolling on social media and you see an ad. What's your typical reaction? Most likely you're just going to keep scrolling. Unless I've seen ads that really capture my attention and they have really, really good hooks. Something catches your eye. It could be like a shocking statistic, a compelling question, or like a really interesting perspective that makes you think, huh, yeah, every once in a while that'll happen, right? And so that's the kind of thing that you want to implement in your own CTAs, in your own hooks. I mean, hooks in general, like when you're posting a piece of content, but like I'm talking more in the sense of like your pitch, right? So that's the power of a great hook. It really stops you in your track. It like interrupts the pattern. It's like, oh, it stops you in your track. You're like, wait, I need to learn more about this. Sometimes, especially like in terms of like the makeup stuff and like the beauty or like even fashion, when I see a fashion ad, that it has to be really compelling. But I have bought stuff off of ads before, and so that's how you know that they really drew me in with that first like jaw dropping moment, right? So, um, how do you ensure your pitch opening hooks people in? So like, oh no. Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. My battery died of my camera on. Hopefully it's still going. Oh, it is. Okay. So sorry, guys. I just gotta change my battery on my camera. I knew that was gonna happen. I should have just put in the new battery. Okay, we're good. We're good. Hopefully we're back on. Are we back on? Come on. Okay. Yes. Okay, we're back on. And so some examples of hooks are like a jaw-dropping statistic. It's like 90% of people don't sleep. I don't know. That's like a really random statistic that's probably not true. But you know what I mean? So something like that at the beginning of your pitch, like usually it's like, are you ready to stop doing this? That's not exactly as enticing, but if you add a stat to that, it's like, wow, okay, cool. And so you can also do a burning question. So like something that rattles their like core beliefs and their priorities in like a productive way. I talk a lot about how I don't like pain point marketing, mostly because people they're already aware of their pains and they just want the end result, they want their desire. So something like that, that's like that really paints this vivid picture of like what you could help them get, right? Or you can do like a story, but like that first sentence of the story has to be like really captivating, right? You can also ultimately your hook should act as like a bucket of ice cold water. It should be like, oh my gosh, whoa, that really drew me in. And it captures attention by highlighting the potential costs of inaction. So like if they don't take action right now, what's gonna happen? You're gonna be stuck in the same spot, right? And so yeah, no more of those lame in today's world. Or even worse, like if you're ready to blah blah blah. That's kind of boring, right? And so when you master that killer hook in your pitches, it's gonna draw people in and be like, oh, yo, I need to work with her, right? And so the most critical part of your pitch though has to be the value, the benefits and the value that your potential people are gonna get, right? And so this is one of those things that's like, don't focus on the features, focus on the benefits. So don't focus on the pain points, focus on the end result. It's the same thing. So you want people to be like, whoa, I really desire that end result. Not, whoa, I really suck. Right? So um those things, like when you're like focusing on those pain points, it's really not going to inspire people to take action, right? You got to shift your mindset from like regurgitating the benefits, like you're gonna get 6 modules and blah blah blah. Like, what is the end result? Content domination, what I'm going to pitch to you in a second. You're going to start creating content that will get you 10 plus clients per month through my proven framework. And I show you like the framework and content domination, like the exact framework that I take to get me 10 plus clients per month. So how do you highlight value in a way that truly resonates with people? Tell, don't sell. So instead of just making claims of like, oh, I have the best course here or cutting edge, whatever, tell specific hard hitting stories and case studies, like literally show testimonials of people. Use you language. Don't pitch again about the features. You'll finally be able to streamline operations, boost profitability, and gain peace of mind like never before. So instead of I will be able to do that, it's you will be able to do that. So learn the proven framework that'll get you 10 plus clients per month. Quantify and tangibilize. People like tangibility, right? So use ROI. So spend $97 on my course and get 10 plus clients per month. Just imagine 10 plus clients per month. What is that going to do for you? When I use this framework, when I first started, and yes, sprinkling in your story and how you got there is obviously great. Like people need to know why it is that you even created your offer in the first place, right? So sprinkling in that, when I first started using this framework, that's how I got fully booked in 30 days. And people were like, sometimes people are like, what it was fully booked? Because that could look different for everybody. And I talk about that a lot. It can look different from person to person. For me, it was to the point where I could literally not take on one more client. I had to start outsourcing. I hired VAs. My agency started growing. And then I started selling a low ticket digital product to supplement and like keep adding income, right? That was it. And so that's also prioritizing the emotional benefits. It's like, wow, you got to this point where you had to outsource. That's how many clients you were getting. Isn't that like crazy? Ultimately, you want people to be visualizing themselves. I want you to visualize right now what it would look like to have 10 clients. You might have to outsource too, depending on like your business model and like your offer. You might have to outsource too, like I did. Visualize yourself already experiencing those results. That's what you want your pitch to do. So just imagine having 10 plus clients per month. And I'm talking getting new clients per month, 10 plus clients per month, every single month, new. That's what I have been able to do with my proven framework that I started in July 2023, every single month, adding 10 new clients. I'm talking people buying my low ticket digital products, also people in my agency. I have to outsource to certain people. It's just the way it is. So I'm using storytelling right now and emotional appeal, which is my next thing. At the end of the day, human beings make purchasing decisions based on feelings and emotions rather than just logic. Like I know I'm about to buy something that my business coach put out today because I just put out like she gets me emotionally. And so that's the kind of thing that I aspire to be too. A great story has the power to actually trigger real emotions and real emotional responses in your brain. So painting those vivid images of their desired future and having them nodding along going, yeah, that's exactly how I feel, or yeah, that's exactly what I want. So let's just think about it this way. Right now I'm pitching content domination as we've been going along. I'm not going to like do too much pitching at the end here because we're coming to the end, but I do want to like help you picture that. Like picture yourself with 10 plus clients. Some of you might be like, oh my God, that sounds like the worst thing that could ever possibly happen. But also think about it as like, wow, I could finally outsource. I can finally take vacation because I can afford it and I don't have to wait on my tax refund next year to be able to take vacation, right? So that's the kind of thing I want you to visualize having 10 plus clients. Like right now, yes, it stresses me out every time I get a new client, I'm not gonna lie, for a few seconds, and then I just outsource it. I just outsource it to one of my VAs. My agency is growing every single day, and it's so incredibly, I'm so thankful. And it's all because of my content, and it's everything that I teach in content domination. So, how do you weave in those punchy emotional stories like I just did? Not only do they maintain the engagement in your content, so weaving them in through your content just like I did, it's actually going to reinforce all of the logical reasons that people should move forward and buy from you, because they're going to visualize their desired future. They're also going to visualize what an action is going to get them, so not taking any action, right? Okay, let's really quickly talk about addressing objections. Like I said earlier, I don't really do that. I don't really get many objections. It's like, oh no, I don't want to buy from you. But here's the thing, I just don't force people to buy from me or to work with me. I just don't do it. I don't do it. And I urge you to do the same. I urge you not to force people because people don't like that. So here's the thing. If your messaging is on point in your content, then you're likely not going to be targeting people that will have objections anyway. But if you feel like you're constantly getting objections, it's likely a messaging issue, and something you should work on is your messaging in your content, right? Now, if you get objections occasionally, you should handle them in a very smooth way, in a way that's understanding and empathetic, right? So you need to validate their feelings first. That's very important. Your feelings are totally understood. I understand where you're coming from. And then give them time and follow up with them. Don't just be like, but like the cost of an action is this, because that's just pain point marketing, and I just don't agree with that either. if you do that, no shade to you, like I keep saying, but you just want to make sure that they're ready to invest. You don't want somebody investing in you when they're not really ready. You don't want that kind of person, trust me. So if you're constantly getting objections, it's a messaging issue. Something you should work on is your messaging and your content, right? But if you get objections occasionally, make sure they feel seen and understood. Like their objection is valid, right? And so, yeah, understand that no doesn't mean no forever. If they say no right now, it could be that they're just not ready and they'll come back to you when they are ready. But at the same time, you just really shouldn't force people into the sale. Move on to the next person. Other people will come. To me, my mentality is if they don't want to buy from me, they're not my person. And that's okay. Okay? So, if you are looking for, like, if you're like, hey, I don't even know what content to post at all, period. I do have a free spreadsheet. You can comment spreadsheet and I'll get you the link for that. It's free. It's got 30 days of ideas. It's got, actually, I think I added like 60 plus hooks, and I'm talking like really good hooks. Like I love them. I'm still using some of them in my content. Like I love the hooks. They're so good. So that's a free spreadsheet. If you're looking for something else and a little more support, here's my pitch to you. Content domination is my little self-paced course. It's $97. It's not going to stay that way for long because I keep adding lessons to it. It's turning into something more than I originally thought it would. And so comment domination below. I'll get you the link for that. But if you want to get 10 plus clients from your content per month using a simple, repeatable money-making framework, then content domination is for you. It's hours of video training, 7 modules. See, now I'm talking about the features, not really the benefits. The benefits are yes, you will get 10 plus clients per month because this is the exact framework that I use. So comment domination below if you want that. And yeah, that's the end of this. Hopefully this was helpful. Leave any questions that you might have, and I'm happy to answer them. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.